Welcome guys to another ProfileTree video. So today we're going to be looking at the best free website builder for artists. Now, of course, there are several different platforms for building a website, so you can get a little bit startled when starting off, especially if you're a beginner. So I have created a PowerPoint just to give you guys a quick guide on what different builder websites you can use in order to create a artist website. So we'll go ahead and go through them, and we'll explain each of the platforms and go through each of the pros and cons. So getting started here, we're going to be talking about the different platforms to use for website building. Now, of course, this is a extremely important step, as you want to make sure that you're deciding on a platform that you'll be using and sticking to that, ensuring that you're not going to be wasting company's time or your own business time, of course, or your efforts towards it. And you want to make sure that you secure the right platform for use. So here's a few. So we've got 4 here. And starting off, we've got Wix. I've said that it is an extremely easy to use platform. And you've also got 3 options for website building. You've got Wix Editor, Wix ADI, and Editor X. And this platform is ideal for beginners. Now I can back that up. I have used Wix a fair amount of times, and I have gotten pretty comfortable with it, I must say. It's easy to navigate around to as well, but it can take a little bit of practice. But before we start talking about the pros and cons, we'll go ahead and talk about Squarespace here, which is another great platform to use. Again, easy to use. It's a simplistic website builder, easy to navigate around, and this platform again is ideal for beginners. Now, Squarespace, I've been using it for about a month or so, and I think it's a great platform to be at. Definitely something different with the navigation, but adding elements or any sections at all, it's pretty much drag and drop. So next one is GoDaddy. Again, a very fast website builder, straightforward and simple editing tools. So if you've never created a website again, this would probably be for you, as you could probably save some time or some company expenses. So then that'll mean that GoDaddy would be the perfect platform. Now, we've got our last one there, which is Jimdo, and this is a great website builder, almost similar to Wix. So it's also a very easy website builder for the market. Now that we've explained the differences or the different platforms here, I'm going to go ahead and go through the pros and cons. And on top of that, I'll go ahead and show out the differences between the different platforms. So yes, we'll go ahead and check out the pros. Okay, so now talking about the pros for each platform here. We've got Wix, which has over 800 templates to choose from. So that could be very, very handy, especially if you are running a business and you sort of want to just grab a couple of ideas for templates, or you want to even use them, you can go ahead and do so. It's also very beginner friendly, as we've stated. Has options for different platforms, so that's the one that we've talked about earlier, which is the Wix ADI, Wix Editor, and Editor X. Also offers a free version, so great to test the service first. So this is mainly to do with the publishing. So if you publish the website, visitors are able to see this site. So you can go ahead and use that as a free version for it. Okay, now moving on, we've got Squarespace there, which has a great number of templates, also a 2-week free trial, and loads of features to use. So that, again, that is another great platform to use. So that's the pros for it. Now we've got GoDaddy, which has a 24/7 support, very easy to use and cheap subscription plans to launch your site. So same, the support isn't necessarily just for GoDaddy. Of course, that occurs for Wix, Squarespace, and Jimdo. So lastly, we have Jimdo there, which has an ADI functionality like Wix, and has its own dedicated mobile editor view, and it's also got the best cost per feature option. And I've also noticed that the monthly subscription is cheaper than the rest of the others. Well, it ties in around the same as GoDaddy. So now that we've seen the pros, I'm going to go ahead and look through the cons. So now we're going to go over the cons for each platform. So as you can see here, we've got the Wix there for the start. I've stated there that you can't switch templates once you've picked, and the wide range of options may be an advantage for most, but of course it can be a little bit confusing for people starting off. So again, referring back to the Wix ADI, Wix Editor, and Editor X, that is a bit overwhelming for some people, of course, where you're going into a new platform and it's just about deciding whether you're choosing the right one. Next in line there, we've got Squarespace, which has no autosave for pages and posts. So that means that you can easily lose your work, which is a big downfall towards using this platform. Interface is also a bit confusing and not the easiest to use at times, and no full customizability. Also, on top to add on that, the navigation for going around Squarespace, is a little bit confusing as well. I have noticed that when you are trying to build a template, if you want to go for a blank template, you would have to look for a separate link. I'm not too sure if this is a bug with Squarespace, but that's something to look for. So next in line there, we've got the GoDaddy. And I've stated that it's got barely any customizability. It's a drop and go developer platform, and templates are also not the easiest to find. Lastly, here we have Jimdo, which has no blog functionality. So I've said that it's probably not ideal for people who want to create a blog website. You'd probably want to stick with the other ones there, which is Wix, Squarespace, and GoDaddy. Also has very limited SEO features. This could affect ranking, and no internal marketing capabilities. So now that we've discussed the different platforms on how we can create an artist website. Now, you don't necessarily have to pick the ones that I've discussed. You can go ahead and pick any other platforms out there. These are some of just the examples on what we could use to create an artist website. So we'll go ahead and get started off with Wix, and I'm going to go and show you the sign up process first. Okay, so starting off with Wix, here we are on the sign up area. Of course, this is the help center. You don't necessarily have to go through this page. This is the page here, which is the sign up. Now you can go ahead and enter your email, and you can go ahead and enter a password, and you just gotta reconfirm that for your email and password as it states. Now you can also enter in using Google or Facebook, so that's primarily up to yourselves. But however, we do have an account, so this is only for those creating a login or details for Wix. I'm going to go ahead and sign in with our email here with the ProfileTree account. So this next page isn't necessarily what you're going to receive for new users. Of course, it does say create new site. This is probably something that you would have seen if you are a user for Wix. Now, if you are just signing up, this will be the next page that you will receive, and it'll ask you what platform you want to use. Now, you've got Wix there and you've got Editor X. So that's the two platforms that we discussed earlier on. Now, I'm going to go ahead and click on Wix, as Editor X is a little bit more complex. Of course, feel free to use Editor X. So I'm going to go ahead and click Wix. And then next it'll ask us what sort of website we're creating. And we're going to create one for an artist. And you can have different options there for an artist portfolio. We've got artist blog, artistic photographer, and artist collective. Of course, there are multiple options there. And you can either pick the ones that are right for you. But for the meantime, I'm just going to go ahead and select artist. Now, if you're creating this website for yourself and you are, as I say, an artist, then you can go ahead and type in your name for your website, or you can type in a website name that you've created. So that's completely up to yourself. But for the meantime, I'm just going to say artist. So next one is going to ask you what you want to add to your website. Now, since this is technically a portfolio website for artists, you'd want to just stick with a portfolio. You may want to add some Instagram feed as well to it. And there are other several ones here where you can add online stores, blogs, anything like that. So that's primarily your option on what you want to do with it. But I'm going to go ahead and select the Instagram feed. That's the only extra I want. And since it is a portfolio website, this is already built in. So I can go ahead and click next or choose to skip. Now this is where it can get confusing for most. It'll ask you if you want to create any website with Wix editor, or there are other ways to create, which is Editor X and Wix ADI. Now this threw me off as well when I was first starting off with Wix. Now it is very, very easy. It's just it just looks a bit confusing at the start. Probably not even confusing. It's more the fact that what one do I pick? Now we'll go through them. So we'll go ahead and go for the Wix ADI. Now, for those who don't know what ADI actually means, it is the Artificial Design Intelligence, meaning that it'll ask you a couple of questions to build the site for you. So at the start, it'll ask you to review and edit your info. This is where I can add my logo, a name, a email, address, and phone number. Of course, as well as that, I can add some social links. Now, I'm going to go ahead and choose to skip this as I don't have the information. Now, it'll ask you to pick a theme that you would want. Now, there's 6 different options there. We've got Breeze, High-Res, Play, Thread, Jet Black, and Fuse. Now, there are other options as well, so these won't be the same, or these won't be applicable to use. It might not be the same one. So for the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and select Play. Next, it'll prepare some homepage designs. This basically means 3 different layout options. Now, here we are, we've got one there, our first one. Very simplistic design. It even has a contact form with a hero section and our navigation with our logo on the top. Same for the middle, hero section, contact logo, navigation in the middle, logo on the top, with a actual map on the bottom. This one's a little bit different, but this one has the logo on the left side with navigation on the far right side, with the hero section, a contact, and a map, as well as the footer. So simplistic website designs can go a long way, especially if you aren't too technical or you don't want to spend too much time on building a website. Of course, you want to build a portfolio for yourself. So these are one of the options that you can go through, which is the Wix ADI. Now, going with that, I'm not going to go and choose any of these templates. I'm going to go and show you the rest of the other platforms that you can choose, and we're going to go and look into the Editor X. Now we're going to go ahead and look at Editor X. So these tend to have more fluid designs. However, it is limited on the templates you can choose, and there is no individual templates such as artists or clothing websites or real estates or pharmaceutical, anything like that. You just choose the ones that are around the actual site itself. Now don't get me wrong, it is fairly impressive with what they have, and you may be able to find something that's suited for your website, something similar. So there's a few there. Here's a photography portfolio. Now you can actually pretty much work with this. Well, we'll go ahead and view this. So here is Robert Montado, and you could probably go ahead and change the images here so it looks like your website for, let's say, for any of the artists or for any of the paintings or any of the creative designs that you've created as an artist, or be it photography as well. There's a couple of options here. It looks like he's listed out some of the photography ones here, and he's also added his statement to it. So then we'll go home. So this is something that you can work with. Very modern, as you could see. Very simplistic, minimalistic as well. And something, yeah, as I said, you can work with this as an artist portfolio. Now, the thing to note about the Editor X is that it is a little bit more expensive in terms of pricing plan. So that is something to note before you get started. Now you can go ahead and edit this template, work with it. It's just a little bit more complex than Wix Editor, but not as complex as you would think. It does require some coding if you want it to be a little bit more fluid, but that's primarily up to yourselves, especially if you're only creating an artist website where you want to just base it off your actual product or your actual design. You want to just showcase more than actually show an impressive website. So that's something to note as well. Each website is different, and you want to make sure that you stand out, as well as that provide yourself a portfolio. So we've viewed the Editor X. So the last one to view here, of course, is Wix Editor. Now we're going to go ahead and check out the different templates they have. These are some of the artist ones. We'll go ahead and view them. So they've got tattoo artists. They've got them all the way down to page 6. So we'll go for the one that we want. So it's an artist one. I'm going to go ahead and view this one. So this is K Van Hans, and it looks like it's a fairly minimalistic, again, website. So it's tying in pretty much with Editor X, as you could see, but this is more of an e-commerce site as well. Of course, if you do want to showcase some of your work, there are other options also. So here's another one, which I assume would more be showcasing the work that they've done, as you could see. And they've got their own bio as well, so this is a little bit about themselves, probably a built portfolio and CV as well. So that's something that you can create. So that's Agatha Kronberg. So there are other ones to view as well. So here's one here, and I'm assuming that this would be a live video in the background. Or okay, so it's got a live video at the background with parallax. So it looks like he creates street graffiti. So there's one there, it's showcasing about him, giving him a bit of insight towards what he does, even some contact information if you want to get in touch. And it looks like that's a usable button as well, like the rest of them, so a nice one-page portfolio site. Now, I would recommend using this, of course. Both Editor X and Wix Editor and ADI, you can go ahead and use blank templates if you so wish, if you don't like the templates that they provide. So that's an option as well. So of course, to create a website on here, it's easy enough. So we're going to go ahead and check out this template. We'll use it. And the navigation around using Wix isn't as complicated as you would think it is. So we'll just wait for this to load. Okay, so it'll give you an introduction. It'll show you the sidebar here, which has the elements, section, pages, etc. That's very, very important, as this is what we'll be mainly touching base upon. And of course, we've got our area here where we can enable dev mode, and this is where we can add some code in. This is mainly to do with JavaScript node or JS node, if you're familiar with it. You can also embed HTML or CSS as well. You can also hire a developer to help you with your site. Now you also have your settings here, which can show you mobile friendly on how you can keep it friendly for the site. You can add your favicon, of course, and site here where it shows your dashboard and a couple of other ones. We'll go through the dashboard later on just to view some pricing plans. Now, the more important one here is, okay, so we'll zoom out of here. You want to make sure that you have your toolbar here. So this is a very handy thing to have, especially if you want to customize some sections. So with this section, it is 871. Of course, I can go ahead and change that so it's 900. And that moves and enlarges my image, as you've seen there. And with the snap to objects, I'm able to align my area here from middle, right, and left. So I'll just keep it in the middle there. And you're also able to pin things, you're able to move things about, and you can add elements in if you wanted to, like decorative elements, basic shapes, the whole lot pretty much, and then you can align it to where you want to put it. You can delete them as well if you need to, or you can hide items. You can also link them. You can put a different URL, a different page towards it, phone numbers, emails, anything like that. So overall, it is a very easy developer. I think the navigation, the way they've laid it out, is easy to understand, especially if you're on the editor side. So that's a plus for Wix. And they've got an area here for all the pages that you have. And you can also view your pages using the pages and menu. And you can also drag them about and create sub pages. So that pretty much goes through Wix there. It's easy enough to use really. You can change your gallery about, you can upload images, you can bring them in here, replace them, change titles, anything like that. It's just a very, very easy website to use. And of course there are plenty of video tutorials out there to assist with specific areas. So you're not really stuck on information about Wix. It's not a niche thing. It's a very, very widely used platform. So now that we've talked about Wix, again, easy platform to use, we're going to go ahead and check out another one that's easy to use, which is GoDaddy. And I've already got it up here. So this is GoDaddy, and we've got the art and design area. So these are the templates that are provided. Now you can go ahead and create a website from scratch, and it is easy enough to do so. And I'll actually demonstrate that first before going through the templates. So we'll go ahead and create our website. Now the only difficult thing about GoDaddy is it is a little bit harder to navigate around and can be a little bit confusing. Now if we wanted to go ahead and start a new site here, which we'll do so, and we're going to base this off artist. And it'll give you a couple of options. Of course, there's artist, art and design, entertainer, singer, makeup, graphic design, magician, and clown. Of course, there isn't a lot to offer, so we're going to go ahead and select artist, and we'll go ahead and click next. And then I'll just name the website artist again. Now it'll ask you 3 questions. How far along is your business or project? So it's just, let's just say it's just an idea at the moment. And how exciting. What kind of site would you like to create today? I would like to start building a full website. Now you can get three options there, or 2. Of course, if you already have a website, then it'll ask you a bunch of different questions there, which is 3 overall, really. So you can see it building in there in the background. And again, you can see straight away how nice the website looks, and where you can showcase your work, background, inspiration. Overall, you've got a nice built website there, and that was really fast. We didn't even do that for that long. You can go ahead and edit, publish that if you want to as well. Now, if you do want to add some more pages, you can do so just by clicking the plus button there. And you can create a link to an external website. You can create drop-down menus if you wanted to, or add a completely new page. So then you could say something like about me, and you can just show that in the navigation. You can show that in the footer if you'd like as well. So I can go ahead and create that page. Now once I've created that page, that's going to go ahead and add another page. Now I can add some areas to this section as well. So if I go ahead and search up on the search and then just say about, I can go ahead and add an introduction. So basically here's one here, and I can just click on that and it'll add that straight to the website. I can go ahead and change it, so it's as easy as that. And then I can change the accent of that as well, so that's the theme colors. I can adjust to where I would like the area to be. Now it's better to actually keep the alignment to left or middle. We actually find it hard to read on the right side. There's a title there for welcome. You can change everything here if you wanted to, as you could see. You can create an action button if you want to. So when you're done, you just click that, and then you can add your social accounts. And this is where you can go ahead and link them in. So an easy platform to use. Of course, there's the privacy policy, which is not needed. So you can go ahead and delete the page if you wanted to. It's hidden at the minute as well. And what I could do is hide that as well if I wanted to. I can select that so it's a private page, and then that means that you'll not be able to see it. So let's see, we'll go to page settings and remove it from navigation. So that's hidden. And of course I can bring it back if I wanted to. So page settings, show navigation, and it's back. Can change the theme a bit if I wanted to as well, and I can go ahead and publish the site from here. Edit my SEOs, there's cookie banners and anything else like that as well, it's all here. So now that I've explained actually how to create the website there, I'm going to go ahead and show you the templates that they've created. So we'll go ahead and preview one of them. So this is an e-commerce website. So again, a cool little website there. Nice, minimalistic, but attractive site. And then if I go ahead and go back, and I'll show you another one here. So here's a designer, so graphic designer, artist per se. And there you go. So fantastic designer. There you go. As you can see, there's a little portfolio about him. So you can get pretty creative with GoDaddy, even if it is a very simple platform to use. Doesn't shy away from all the creative designs that you can create. So now that we've explained and talked through the GoDaddy, I'm going to go ahead and show you Squarespace and show you how easy it is also to create a website from it. So we're going to go ahead and create a website. Now there's a couple of templates to go through, of course. And if you are looking for an art one, just click on the art and design and you'll be able to find a couple of different ones here. So not primarily really on portfolio, you may be able to find one there. There's one listed for CV, personal and CV. Now of course there are different ones here. If I check out products maybe. Okay, yeah, so it is just a little bit harder to find one in this site. So there are a bunch of different templates anyway that you can choose for. So here's one there. And here's one here. So you can preview that as usual, view a demo site if you wanted to as well. So there's an e-commerce site. Now, as I've stated earlier on, there is a little bit of an issue looking for a blank template, unfortunately. It used to be just around there, and you would be able to get the blank template from here. However, this is a separate link, so it's actually this one here, blank fluid demo. So this is what it'll look like. You can go ahead and start with this design. So all you would need to do is just click Start Design. So we'll wait for that one to load. So it'll say, welcome to my site, and then title site is artist. And I'm going to go ahead and continue. So it'll give you a guide on how you can edit your pages. So it's just a mini little tutorial. And then you can also create pages if you wanted to as well. And you can style your site like so. And yeah, you can get pretty much just get started. So as it said there, you've got your pages. You can add them if you wanted to, or you can use the page layouts. And some of the page layouts that they've got here, there's one there for a gallery, so that'll be ideal for an artist to showcase your work. So showcase. Or you can have it as minimalistic as that. And then what I could do as well with this the URL is here, navigation title is there. I can disable that page as well if I wanted to. So once I'm happy enough, then I can go ahead and click save, and then it'll disappear from the navigation above. So as you can see, you can have that's your home button there anyway. So showcase. So that's pretty much, you could just mess about with the pages. Now there's design there as well, so you can do site styles. Change the font if you wanted to. So that'll increase, as you can see. And then there's a couple of headings that you can change up. So that's primarily up to yourselves as well. Just modify and mess around with it. Got colors as well, different palettes, and then I could change that so that it's like this. Let's see, I can also change the heading. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to edit header, and I can change the style. So the theme, I can go for dark. So it's pretty much interchangeable, and I can fix the position if I wanted to. So it's scroll back. And then once you're done, just click save. Be sure you always click save. But yes, that's just some of the examples there for platforms. Of course, there are different ones. This video is just primarily just to get you started on the different artist website builders. It doesn't have to necessarily be artist website builders. Of course, you can design it for anything else, but just to show you the different templates as well for the artists, it's all there for you. Speaking of pricing plans for each one, so we'll go back here to one of the websites that we've created. So we've got our one here. I'm going to go ahead and go to the dashboard, and then I'm just going to go and skip forward to the pricing plan. So in front of us here, we've got the pricing plans. First of all, for Wix. So since it is only going to be a showcase website, you don't really primarily want to create an e-commerce website. It's up to you if you want to. You can connect a domain, combo, unlimited, or VIP. Now there's a couple of options there for you, and it looks like the most popular one there is the unlimited one. And you can go ahead and select that, and then pay yearly, monthly. It's just all dependent on you. Now, we've also got a business and e-commerce plan, of course, and this is a little bit more expensive. So if you do the business basic, it'll at least get you to accept some online payments, and that'll be at least, we'll double check the pricing on that, it's 180 per annum. Now, you'll have that with the free domain for a year, and then once the 1 year trial is up, then that's when you start paying. So that's pretty much Wix in a nutshell. With the enterprise plans, you would have to actually request and call Wix themselves to see the pricing plans for it. Moving on, we've got GoDaddy here. So we'll check out the pricing plans for it. As you can see, it's significantly cheaper, with as low as £3.99 for their basic, and their highest one, which is an e-commerce site, is £9.99. So that's 119 for the entire year, and that renews next year on the 24th, or on 2024. And you can pay as little as this, which is $47.88, and that'll be a total cost of $95.88 for the 2 years. So it's really, really cheap. And it even gives you some of the features that you can get, which is 24/7 support. No SEO for this one, unfortunately, but there is a custom domain connection. Now, unless you run a social media account, say Instagram, Twitter, or anything like that, and you just want to showcase your work, of course, there are influencers on Instagram, and you would want to connect your website via the bio, then you can go ahead and just click on the basic, and you wouldn't really need much search engine optimization unless you're not really looking to spread the website about really and just want to showcase it to those who are interested in your work. As of course, if you already make a name for yourself. Now, moving on to Squarespace here, it is slightly dear, but not too immense. So we've got our personal one there, which is £12 per month. So that's tying in almost the same as our other one here, which is £11 a month on Wix, and then it's completely not even reaching the GoDaddy. We've got our business there, which looks to be the most popular, and that comes at around £17 per month. And of course, you've got your e-commerce ones there, and they have selling tools to help your business grow. So there are a couple of options there, and then you could do pay monthly. So the pay monthly is £24. So it can be a little bit dear. So annual, that's the deal that they're going to give you, £17 per month. And per annum, or per month, sorry, it's going to be £16 per month. And if we compare that with the Wix here and we check their one, so it says £4 a month, but it's actually £6 a month. So overall, what comes at first place there for pricing point is GoDaddy. Second place, I would say, is the Wix itself, and last would be Squarespace. Of course, check them out, check them all out. They've got comparisons as well for plans, and just basically pick out the right platform for yourself, and make sure that you're getting your money's worth for the website that you're creating. Hopefully this video helped. That's pretty much the rest is of what I could say, really. That's some of the platforms that you could use for your artist website. Yes, if you guys have any questions at all, just leave them down in the comment section below, and I will see you for the next video. Thank you very much.